dear students. Today we are going to begin with our new chapter, that is the second last chapter of your standard 8 mathematics. The chapter name is chapter 16, surface area and volume. Now chapter 15 what you have studied, that was also area. Here also what you are studying, that is also area. What is the difference between both? The previous chapter 15 area what we have studied, the formula which we have applied, so many shapes we have discussed, that was 2D figures. So what about surface area? So that is what we are going to discuss it today. Now students, just observe here. If I draw just a point, does it have any measurement? Is there any length, width, height or any side for this? No. So this is nothing but a zero-dimensional figure. Okay? No dimensions it is having. Now suppose if I draw a line. Okay? Now, what in this case? It is having at least one dimension, that is one length we can say. So we can tell it as one-dimensional figure. We say it as 1D. Now, suppose I draw any shape having a length and breadth. Here you can see two-dimensional is possible. So here we call it as 2D figures. About the 2D figures area you have studied, correct, in chapter 15. Now what are we going to study is nothing but 3D figures. Now what is this 3D figures? Such figures where you have a length, you have a breadth, and the third one is the height which you can see. Now here it will be a length, breadth and one additional thing, that is height. So it is a three-dimensional figure. So finding the area of 3D figures is what we are going to study in chapter 16. Not only area, for the 3D figures, the area is called as total surface area, or we can call it as curved surface area. Now curved surface area will be applicable for cylinder, sphere, etc. Okay, and where there is a length, breadth, etc. for there we are going to find out total surface area. Then we have volume. Okay, what else we have? Volume for 3D figures. Now about the total surface area you have already studied in standard 7. You have studied about cube, cuboid, surface area, how to calculate the surface area, etc. Correct? Now here we are not going to discuss, but just I will discuss what you have studied in 7th standard in short. What is the formula, etc. Now I hope you all know what is cube, what is cuboid. We will just revise what is cube and cuboid. You know 2D figure as square and rectangle. Okay. Now suppose this is a square and this is a rectangle. How many dimensions does this have? 2-dimensional figures. Now when height is also there for the figure, that is a 3D figure of a square. Okay, the 3D figure of a square is called as cube, and 3D figure of a rectangle is called as cuboid. I hope you all understood the difference between both. So rectangle, cuboid, square, cube. Okay, so 3-dimensional figures, square, 2D, and in 3D we call it as cube. This figure 2D we call it as rectangle and 3D we call it as cuboid. So you have studied about cube and cuboid in last year 7th standard. What you have calculated? Now students, it is very important to understand what do you mean by surface area and what do you mean by volume. Now for simple example I will give you all. Now everyone have a water bottle at home, correct? Now if I ask you all to just paint this water bottle, where you are going to paint this water bottle? Are you going to do it inside the bottle? No, you are going to paint it here, correct? Or if I say to wrap a paper, where you are going to wrap? Suppose you are giving a gift. Most of the time when you gift for a birthday or anything, you wrap it and give, correct? Where do you wrap? Inside or outside? The covering which is there, outside, correct? So here you are going to wrap it. So whatever space is occupied here outside for wrapping, here what is the calculation? Surface area, okay? Outside whatever is there, that is surface area. Now in the bottle it is filled up of water. You are filling the water. When I ask to fill the water, it will go inside this bottle. You are not going to put it outside. You will put it inside the bottle, correct? As the water goes inside, it is taking some space here, okay? The bottle, here water you can see, it has occupied this much space of that bottle, correct? So the space which that water has occupied inside this bottle, that space is called as what? Volume. Now bottles also different capacity, 1 liter, 2 liter, half liter, 200 ml, 500 ml, all this capacity is coming. What is that capacity? Is nothing but, it is nothing but volume. How much space it will take inside. Now you are also aware of bean bags, correct? What it is? You are aware of bean bags. You have seen whatever cloth material is there outside, that is surface area. Whatever is filled inside that bag, it is nothing but the volume, okay? The space which occupied there inside is nothing but volume, okay? So that is the difference between surface area and volume. Previous standard you have studied about the surface area of cube and surface area of cuboid. Now I know you all are aware of this. What is this? This is a dice, correct? How many numbers are marked here? How many dots you can see here? How many are there all together? Starting from 1, you all play snake and ladders, ludo, etc. So starting from 1 to 6, maximum the number is 6 and minimum it is 1. That means how many faces does this dice has? How many faces it is having? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, correct? So a cube, this is a cube and it is having how many faces? 6 faces. So when you open this up, okay, when you are opening this up, you will get a net like this, okay? Now I'll just show you. This is a cube. When I open this, it looks somewhat like this. Now when I open this, what it is small squares which it is made up of, correct? This is 1 square, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. How many squares are there? 6 squares. So if I want to wrap here, if I will keep it here, what is the surface area? Is the outer portion of that. What will be the volume inside? Whatever we can keep inside the things, that will be the volume of this. How much space it is there, we can calculate, okay? Now how many squares are there? 6 squares. What is the area of square? Side square, okay? So what is the surface area of cube? Is nothing but, how many squares are formed? 6. And what is the area of square? Side square. So what is the formula? 6L square or 6 side square, okay? That is surface area of cube. What about cuboid? Now for example, you have a book, okay? Now in this book, you can see just the first page. If you see the first page of your book, okay, the cardboard which you can see, is it a 2-dimensional figure or 3-dimensional figures? You can see a length, you can see a breadth, you can see it is a rectangular shape. Okay, as many such pages come together, what is formed here? You can see earlier only length and breadth was there, but as many rectangles, many pages come together here, you can see here a length is formed. Yes, you can see a length is formed here, here, here and here. Correct? What is this length called it as? It is called as height of that shape. So cuboid also we can tell that this is the height, this is the length and this will be the breadth. How can you calculate total surface area? If I keep it like this, what can you see? Length, breadth. Okay. First one, length into breadth. Okay. Area of this rectangle. Here also, now previously I said made up of 6 squares, cuboid made up of 6 rectangles. So first rectangle is this, length into breadth, area of this rectangle. Now, back side also it is same, front and back. So how many times same length into breadth? 2 times. Okay. Now, turning to this side. What can you find it here? This was what? Breadth. And what is this newly formed? Nothing but height. This side also it is there. This side also it is there. So what we are going to write? 2 times breadth into height. And then you can see this side. You can see this is nothing but length. And what is this? Nothing but height. So what you are going to write? 2 times. Now see, here also it is there. Here also it is there. Length, height. Correct? So what you are going to do here? Length into height. So all this area of rectangles, when you add it together, how you will get it as 2 length into breadth plus 2 breadth into height plus 2 length into height. As everywhere 2 is there, we will take 2 as common and in the single bracket we can write LB plus breadth into height plus length into height. What is this? Surface area of cuboid. Okay, so using the area of square we have found out surface area of cube. Using the area of rectangle we have found out surface area of cuboid. How we got this? Because cuboid is made up of 6 rectangle, cube is made up of 6 squares. Okay. So this is what you have already studied, students. This is not a main topic for today. This I have just revised because you need to know what you have studied previously. What are we going to study today is about volume of cube and cuboid. Now what will be the volume of cube and cuboid? That is what we are going to discuss. Okay. Now volume means how much space will this cube occupy? How much space inside this cuboid it will occupy? That is what we are going to learn. Now we will start with cuboid. You can see length, you can see your breadth, correct? And you can see your height. So how much space will be occupied is calculated how? Volume is equal to length into breadth into height. Okay? Then volume of cube, length. Okay? Now here in this case, how we are going to see is same way, what is newly formed? Height is newly formed, length and breadth is there. But you know for square, all the sides are equal. Okay, so we can tell it as side, or you can see for cube, all the sides will also be equal. Okay, so in spite of writing length into breadth into height, we will write length into length into length. In short, we can write it as L cube. This is the volume for cube. Okay. And Why we are writing here separately? Why we are not writing it length into length into length? Because the measurement for length, breadth and height will be different in case of cuboid. But in case of cube it is same. That is why we are writing here length into length into length and L cube. Okay. So I hope the formula is clear with you all. Now one more example. You all are aware of this cube. Okay. You might have played with this also, matching the colors, same, etc. You can see this entire cube is made up of small cubes. Yes or no? You can see one cube here and so many cubes are there here. Okay. Now, area, the unit of measurement at the end when we get the answer, it is measured with the help of small squares of 1 centimeter each or 1 unit each. In case of 3D figures, it is measured with the help of, volume is measured with the help of cubic centimeter or cubic meter or centimeter cube. cc we use or we put a cube. Okay, why? Because it is made up of small cubes. It is measured with the help of small cubes. Okay, now here students, can you all find out the volume of this cube? Can we find out? Now see here, how many cubes are there here? 1, 2, 3. How many cubes are there here? 1, 2, 3. How many cubes are there here? 1, 2, 3. So 3 cube is nothing but 27. How I did? Here we had 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 cubes we have kept. Here also 1, 2, 3 cubes. Okay, here also 1, 2, 3 cubes. So when you calculate this, you will get 27 cubes. Let's check here. Okay, 1, this entire thing as 1, then 2, 3 cubes, and then here also 1, 2, 3. Total how many are there? How many cubes are there? 9 cubes. First one is done. Second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 9, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So how many cubes total? 18 plus 9, 27. So this is made up of 27 cubes. Now just cross check whether our area, if we use this formula, whether it is correct. What we got? 3, 3, no? Here also 3, here also 3, here also 3. So L cube, length is what? 3. 3 cube. 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. Correct? We got the answer? Correct? So how the area is measured? With the help of small cubes. Same applies for the cuboid also. Okay? So this is what very important is to know the volume. What do you mean by volume? What is surface area? What is area? What is 2D figure? What is 3D figure? All these basic concepts you need to know, students. Then it is easy to move on with the much more topics, that is in 9th standard, 10th standard you have much more advanced. Okay. So I hope the formula is clear with all. The practice set we are going to start it in the next class. That is, the video will be uploaded on Friday. So we are going to start with practice set 16.1. Okay. So there we are going to use volume of cube, volume of cuboid formula. The notes will be sent in Google Classroom. So please make sure before starting with practice set 16.1 you are writing down the notes. The unit of measurement, etc. is very important. So you need to do it. Then only it will be easy to solve further sums and you will not get confused. And everything is ready in your notes. So it becomes easy to revise also. Okay. So we'll stop it here. Any doubt you can feel free to ask me. So we'll stop. That's all for today. Thank you so much everyone. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.